everybody, how are you? We are here with our green friend, the elastic band. This is one of the most versatile pieces of equipment to help you with band distraction techniques. Now what that means with band distraction techniques is you're basically going to get in positioning with this band to help increase mobility in a specific joint. Now you can increase mobility in the shoulder joint, elbow joint, your hip joint, your knee joint, your ankle joint. We're going to focus on just shoulder joint right now. In essence, what we're trying to do is get away from the kyphotic posture that 80% of the people are in. Why? Because we live in an anterior world. Everything is in front of us. Our desk, our car, our door, we push things. We typically don't do a lot of posterior chain movements. So we're not doing a lot of exercises to keep the spine in neutral position. 4 things you want to focus on here when you're doing this movement. For the first exercise, it's just going to be called the shoulder retraction. I go into my positioning by putting my hand underneath, okay? I'm going to grab a nice light grip. I'm not going to squeeze tight because as I'm doing the exercise, and if I'm pulling back, get this chair out of the way, you'll notice that your fingers are going to go numb. So nice and loose. And the first thing I do is I'm going to pull back and I'm going to hold in this position. I might close my fingers a little bit just to get a grip. And I'm going to hold my hands on my knee for positioning. And you should feel a stretch right in the shoulder. All I want you to do is by keeping your head up and keeping your back arched, retract your shoulder nice and deep and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, and release back out. 1, 2, 3, 4. What you're doing here is you're focusing on making sure that your shoulder, rotator cuff, scapula, all the muscles in the back of your shoulder can work together to retract and pull the shoulder back. What you don't want to do is work on bending. Okay, I've got bicep involved here. We don't want that. So we want to work on retraction of the scapula and holding. Where is this going to come into play? In every movement you do with your back. For example, if I'm doing a seated row, a lot of people will just row the movement. If you can see, my shoulders are pushed forward. As soon as I can retract my shoulder back, I get more lat action. So from this position, retract, and then I can do my row in full proper position. Second exercise. Under overs. I'm pulling back as far as I can go. I'm going to hold into a nice deep stretch. I'm going to look down. I can feel the stretch in my shoulder. You never want to do this movement if it's hurting you. If it's hurting you beyond a 3 out of 5, you stop. If not, you're bending down. I'm putting pressure on the shoulder. And what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to twist my torso to the left. I'm going to look at the ceiling. I'm going to drop down my shoulder. This action here is putting a lot of stretch into the shoulder. I'm going to hold 1, 2. I'm going to turn over and I'm going to look under my armpit. And with my other arm, I can help in pushing my body away to get a little bit more rotation. If not, I'm a little bit offside and off balance. I can grab my hair, really twist and look up. So from there, you drop down. 1, look under. 2, 3, and we do one more, 4. Good. And the key thing in mind is try to keep the same distance that you're pulling so you don't have a lot of lagging. For example, if I'm under here and I'm tensing and then I stand up and I come in, I just lost 2 inches. The movement's not really stretching me. Stay back, hold, twist under, twist over. Exercise number 3, the stretch. So whichever leg is going to be going, the easy way to remember which leg goes back is by remembering that your hand is banded, which means banded leg goes back. So for example, if I have my right hand banded with the bend, as I turn to my left, I automatically go banded leg back, banded leg back. From this position, I'm going to get a nice deep stretch. Hips are facing forward. I'm going to drop my palm down and bring it back up. Drop my palm down, lean into it, bring it right back up. You're stretching your ankle joint. I'm going to stretch a little bit of the hip on my right side, but most importantly, the shoulder. From here, I turn right back up. Come down, oh, right back up. The last and best exercise for the band distraction technique is going to be called over the ear. So with over the ear, what I'm looking at doing is I'm going to stand away from the bend. I'm going to try to have the bend over my ear. So if you notice, if I'm standing 2 inches in, it's very loose, there's no stretch. I'm gonna walk out until I start to feel my body bending. Now from this position again, if we have our right hand banded, the right foot goes back, left foot goes forward. So the first part of the stretch is just sitting in this position, putting your hand on hip and stretching right out. And you should feel that right into the shoulder. I'm also gonna feel it all over my lats, all over my stomach muscles, all over to the hip, and lean into it. Now where you get the icing and the cherry on top is when you drop your knee to the floor. Now I got more stability. And now I can twist. I can really push into it. And I'm gonna hold at 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back up. That's it for band distraction techniques. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And remember, when it comes to health and fitness, your attitude is everything.